guys, welcome back. And of course, we just came out of the theaters and we just watched what, boy?
Flow.
Flow, of course. And what is exactly Flow? Do you guys want to take it over this time?
It's a animated movie about multiple animals surviving a
Telling of pretty much the Great Flood.
Yes.
Think Noah's Ark, just
well,
without.
It's gonna be more generic with the description, but yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. But basically, this is, well, like you guys said, it is based on a couple of animals. This is basically the movie that I always wanted. I don't want talking, from animals. But, obviously there's great movies up there that they always don't want to take that kind of risk. Because obviously a lot of people don't like having just Animal Planet. You know what I mean? People, people get bored of it. And I could kind of understand that kind of perspective. But I want to see, like, let's just say for dinosaurs, when they're always talking, I'm like, could they just shut up a little bit? I kind of want to see these dinosaurs.
I mean, it had, like, human elements to it and stuff like that for it could connect with the audience. But they would always change it back to them being animals, realistic animals, at least. How they act, how they meow, how they play, all down to the voices, what they do. Yeah. But, of course, they're probably a bunch of stuff like that isn't what they're going to do. There's probably not going to be a bunch of animals in a boat like this.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
Yeah.
And of course, this film came out today for us because what I found out that apparently they've been released scatteredly. So it first came out in France, hold on, I got it right here.
It was in the festival runs. So usually all the festival run movies are coming out like throughout the whole year or like almost the year before. So
yeah, exactly. It came out in France on the 30th on October 2024, and then it came out in New York and Los Angeles on the November 22, and then finally worldwide, which we finally got to see it, is on December 5th. Obviously, it's going to be releasing on the 6th, but we got to see it a little bit early, luckily for us. So that is kind of insane, and I think it could hurt it a little bit because obviously this is basically kind of, the target audience is for kids. If, that's what I keep hearing as well from reviewers. And I'm just thinking to myself, is it really? Because if it is, and then I think it's going to hurt itself because obviously there's other movies that are towards kids that could do, I think, to me, a lot better. Which, like Moana 2, people are probably going to go see that, mostly kids. And especially, let's just say, for instance, what else? Wicked, basically, I keep hearing that kids like to sing in the theater. You heard that? You heard that little like the little conversations between that? Like people wanted to shut them up. Like basically, if you want, like those people don't, want to shut up in theaters. But for me, I definitely love this film. I think everybody should go see it. I think it's a very magical film. The animation is great. I think people should, give this movie a chance. And I really hope that it does succeed and it actually could get more people into this film. But it's going to be hard because I don't think kids are going to be very fixated on this film.
Well, it's also only playing at one theater locally for us, so it's at limited theaters, limited times.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's sad, but hopefully it does make its budget. I hope so, or at least
what's the budget?
I wish I could see it, but I only see the box office. How much they made is the budget is 3.5 euros, so 3.5 million, like around there. Mm-hmm. So they made in the box office 3.5 million. Hopefully it does a little bit more. So
I hope it does a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping that this becomes a little bit more, worldwide phenomenal, but I don't think it's gonna do it. I feel like people are gonna, overlook this one. You know what I mean?
I mean, a lot of movies did just technically release today too.
Yeah, we saw a huge line coming in, and to be honest, when people say is it like towards kids, do you saw any kids in the theater?
No.
Where we were at? Yeah, no, exactly.
No. I mean, it sucks. You are right about, because I did look a couple reviews about that. They did take their kids to the movie and see Flow, and they were pretty much bored. Wanted to know when it was over. I thought this was more like a mature film.
Yeah, it's a risk-taking move, and I appreciate these films, but could people like, let's just say for other peoples could find this very entertaining?
I mean, I would definitely give it a chance, but I mean, for kids, I'll probably say it's probably not for the ages. They're just gonna like totally discard everything.
It just depends how messed up their brains are
Yeah.
already. Because like if there's a regular kid, maybe from like
the problem
a few generations ago, that they would be totally fine watching.
Yeah,
this.
the thing is, like, it comes again where like think this movie's too slow. You know, whereas you have these Disney films, there's a musical in here, and then you know, we're progressing, something's happening. Like there's progression here, but it's all in the soundtrack. It's all what you're seeing, what you're observing, and they're gonna be like, this is cute for maybe 5 minutes, and then lose their mind span or whatever. They're gonna just like lose track of what they're seeing.
Yeah,
and then stop caring.
So yeah, I agree with you. So either way, let's go to verdicts. And let's take, you know, Destiny. What do you think of this film? It looks like you do like this, or you think it's a little bit, you know, could have been better. What do you think?
It's an A+.
Oh, nice.
It was, yeah, I rated it 5 out of 5. There's nothing. I would feel bad criticizing this in any way. I think it's really well done, and yeah, there's not much I would say.
So, is there like any negative to this film that you kind of go like, it could have been done better? Do you think maybe there should have been some more excitement to this film that maybe kids could attach to?
No, I would not like that.
Yeah.
There was maybe like a little bit too much going on. That's usually how I feel with movies. I like it in the slower parts of the movie, and some of the things like maybe like just so happened to happen, and like everything kind of like worked out perfectly, but I wouldn't fault it for that. It's just their way of portraying like the wonders of this world. So yeah, that's not really something I would fault them, but yeah, I think it's a perfect movie.
There you go. That's good. All right, boy. So what do you think of this film?
I did like this movie. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was very visually appealing. I like, you know, cats are fine, but I did like this cat. I like the dogs. I like the capybara, the lemur. I thought and the bird. I thought they were unique takes to this film. I didn't really know what to expect with this film. I mean, it had a great trailer from when they showed it, and then I thought the movie was just as good. It's exactly what I expected from this film. I knew it was gonna be good. I didn't have like my doubts this is gonna be a shitty movie. Like, you know, I didn't have doubts like I did with Wild Robot. This movie, I knew it was gonna be something to enjoy, even if there is no dialogue or crazy plot hole princesses and stuff like that. No, I like that they used real animals. They did use real sounds of the animals, which is why they sounded realistic, except the capybara, because apparently it didn't make the right sounds that they wanted to do. They went to a zoo to tickle it to get sounds out of it.
That's good.
However, it didn't fit like the animation wise, so they used a baby camel for the film. But so that's, you're hearing a baby camel as the capybara, but every other animal they use like real sounds and how they would sound. If you think about it, there's a lot of sounds that they make and stuff like that, different meows, different barks, a lot to this film that I will give credit to the people who made this film. They really had something passionate that they made in this film. I didn't think it was overbearingly long. I thought it was the perfect length of the film.
An hour and 25 minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
Very good.
Perfect for the movie, and I do hope this movie succeeds. I do give this movie an A+. I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the little story, and especially the animation.
Man, it looks like we all could come into agreement that this is a very good, very well told off, you know, very good movie, and it's basically a movie that it's condemned in itself. Like, you know, basically it has its world, that world building that's very unique, especially if, you know, there is, don't get me wrong, there is some kind of like weird thing that does happen, but I don't think it takes you out of the immersion. You know, like some kind of coincidence, like, you know, like
with the whale and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't worry, we'll talk more in spoilers about what I'm trying to talk about. Like, they just say a bird and a cat, you know, like going to a certain place, and it looks like, I guess, a sacrifice happened. But we'll talk more what I mean about that. You could basically try to, you know, predict what did happen. But it was pretty magical. I do think they really were trying to tell a story is this like gonna be something that people are gonna go out and run and see? I don't think so, but they really should. I think this one's gonna be, overlooked for sure. I do like, the animals that were here. I just love the part where they're actually using actual sounds to it, and I do enjoy this. This is a very good movie, and I will give this an A+ as well. I just wish, more people could go out and see it, because if you think about it, after when we came out of the theaters, you saw a whole line. Yeah. But sadly, I don't think they're coming to go see Flow.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious? So, and there was kind of a few people in the seats, but again, I don't see any kids there. So it's going to be hard to, to imagine what, like kids would actually want to go see. I'm pretty sure they'd rather see Moana 2 or, Wicked, because obviously it's more, they could basically latch on to those characters better. And obviously kids rather hear something or at least talk more. So I'm pretty sure they're going to get a joy out of that, except this one, which is sad. Because I love the kitty. I love the cats. I love the animals. I love the dogs. But sadly, I don't think not many people are going to go see it. I really wish they do, though. I really do. And that's why I definitely give this an A+.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah, so go see it if you can. Please do. People are going to overlook this for sure. And it's going to be sad because I do love these type of films. I do want it to grow, but obviously it just really depends, if they even want to do another risk like this. And it sucks because they won't be very creative the next time if it doesn't make their money back. And that's what sucks. So either way, all right. So thank you guys for listening, and we will see you on Spoilers. But until then, we'll see you in the next one. All right. Later, guys. What was basically the whole plot of this story, basically?
I guess it's in the name, like the flow of nature and their movements, how they all kind of end up in the same area, and it's like the flow of the animals and environment and the water moving them around, I guess. I don't know.
Well, the animation did play a big part in this.
Yes.
I think it was very beautiful. Obviously the way how everything looked, the colorful, I love like the animals, it just works perfectly. And you do start out with the cat just exploring the woods and just trying to find food. And all of a sudden you see these dogs.
Yeah.
Which they learn how to fish. And I was like, wait, what? And I'm like, do they know how to fish all of a sudden?
They could try.
So I forgot to mention this in the review. Obviously, I'm going to split this video. That basically in this world, if you don't have a very much of an open mind, because obviously these animals seem to be more intelligent than our animals here in the real world.
Well, I kind of just assumed that it's because they've been in this world for a little while that they've learned a few things. Like this has happened before. Mm-hmm. There was a boat in the tree in the beginning, so this has happened before. So maybe they just like found out that if you move the stick, then the boat will turn. Stuff like that. They probably already like learned that just from like seeing it happen. That's kind of what I assumed.
So
just
you're
like,
still right. Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
But it does seem like it has happened multiple times, which even in our sense of today's world, it's said that there has been multiple floods here too. But in a way, it's showing how animals deal with it, and what goes on without humanity, pretty much, and which you do see in the film. A statue of humans, cats, and dogs.
It looks like it's an Elseworld story. Like basically, you don't see like cities. You don't see. Well, you do. You
see a city towards the end.
Yeah, but they're like more like how you call it, like old civilization.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of not like modern technology and stuff. You get to see
old
like
boats. Like there's no big ships.
Yeah, exactly. And it was kind of like what could have happened to this world why it keeps coming to the flood.
Yeah.
Become Noah's Ark, but instead Noah's Ark, it's more like boats because there's multiple boats
and a few animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, just surviving.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the uniqueness about this film. It's like just trying to figure out what exactly is going on to this world and why is this happening? Like you could come to many conclusions, but at the end of the day, I'm just thinking. Like what I thought at first when they were trying to get to the top is, are they trying to like trying to escape somehow? But I was gonna be really upset if they actually introduce a rain doctor just just dancing up there and just causing the rain, and they had to fight him.
Yeah,
but luckily they didn't do that.
I didn't know what to expect at that scene. Honestly, I was pretty surprised with the outcome, but that was the most visual appealing part in the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly, and I agree with you. Especially when like some of these animals didn't like each other at first, and they had to get along.
Yeah.
Because I know in real
Yeah.
life, they'll be mauling each other, fighting it to the death in that small little boat. But luckily, I'm guessing they were trying to make a point that because I think what was the dog like? What kind of breed was he?
Golden. He's like a mini golden retriever.
Yeah, aren't they like very intelligent in some sort? Like I know they're really smart.
Well, cats and dogs are really smart in their own way.
Yeah.
I mean, cats just more so choose it. I think they're more intelligent than dogs.
Yeah.
It's just more of like a preference for them.
Exactly.
But anything could really evolve to some sort of intelligence, which is why she was saying like how they move the stick. It's like, hey, if I move the stick, it moves that way or the opposite way. Maybe they could put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, and it did feel like they were kind of learning on the way as well.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, like the cat was trying to learn how to swim. Technically, it almost drowned a couple of times.
Plenty
And
of
I was
times.
like, oh my god! Until it finally realized it could like swim a lot better.
Yeah.
I guess it learned it from the Caba, or what was it?
Capybara.
Capybara.
Yeah.
So he's starting to do that and is starting to hunt fish and starting to bring more fish.
Yeah.
And I thought I did like it because they're starting to get along very well, and he's starting to the cat was starting to share its food, which was nice. I was like, that's adorable.
Yeah, it learned compassion.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
All because of what? The bird, right?
The bird, yeah. Which I just looked up the bird because I was like, I don't know what the hell that was, but it's called a secretary bird. They're known as like divine protection, which probably is why I protected it.
And obviously, what happened after that? Like, basically, like, how did they got close to each other?
He saved them. I don't know why, but he saved them.
Do you remember, Ocean?
What part are you talking about?
Talking about how they got very
The
along.
cat and the bird.
And the bird.
He was trying to give the cats a fish. Got a fish, and then the other birds tried to stop him from
And they
giving
said, like,
him the
no.
fish.
Yeah.
It's not one of us. How dare
Yeah.
you? And they just took the fish away and just flew off.
Yeah.
And like assholes. And I guess they tried sticking up to him later because we did found out that apparently they went to this island where there was multiple birds there.
Yeah.
And then they started fighting it out.
Yeah.
Which of course like the head honcho bird, and I guess he was the weakest obviously, and
Yeah.
it failed. I guess they broke his wing.
Yeah.
Which it did suck, but obviously, I guess in a way it was kind of like saying like, yeah, you don't belong with us anymore.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it kind of regretted after that a little bit?
No.
No?
I think it did a little bit. He started acting a little bit mean towards the cat sometimes. Like he would get annoyed, but I don't think the bird regretted it. But he was like
Pissed off
I
at the
don't
time.
know, kind of maybe a little bit. Just like maybe I shouldn't have done that because he was like looking at the other birds like he wanted to fly with them and
Yeah, he did try going with them.
Yeah,
but
exactly. But of course
part of
didn't.
their natural trying to stick with the flock.
Yeah, of course.
but I think he was still happy with his choice.
Yeah,
choice.
kind of. There were some moments that the bird was kind of regretting it because obviously, let's just say the ball got tossed. The dog was, and
Yeah.
obviously, he's like, I don't want to play with you.
He's like, y'all annoying.
Yeah, and then obviously they had a tumble in there. They were fighting it because they kind of want him to turn back to get the ball. And obviously, what happens afterwards? Like
They got stuck into a tree and they crashed.
oh yeah. And this is where we get to see the whale who
The
basically has been
second-
saving the
yeah.
cat like nonstop.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of a coincidence, but I kind of like it no matter how it was.
So I noticed in the film, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it looked like the whale had like scars at one scene.
Really?
Yeah, it looked like it had scars and bruises. When it's after that scene, it like moves the thing and it's swimming away, and they're watching it leave. It looks like it has like attacked by whalers. That's what it looked like.
Whalers?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I didn't see
I mean, if you look at it, it looked like it was injured. I mean, it could be anything. Could have fought fucking squid or something like that. But, it did have it looked like it did have like a bunch of bruises and stuff like that.
it. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that kind of details.
I was like, oh wow, because it looked like it had scratches.
So obviously, the bird was getting upset with it. Obviously the whale comes in saving the day as usual. And this is the part we get to see the other the golden retriever's friends, like the dogs.
Oh yeah, they were stuck.
Yeah, they were stuck in this. What was it?
Like it looked like a little temple.
Like was it a temple? Like a bell
I don't
temple?
know what it was, but they were just stuck right there in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. And this is when the debate started happening amongst themselves. Like he's like, should we go rescue them, or should we just keep moving? The bird obviously didn't want to help them. It looks like it.
It looked like the bird kind of learned its lesson from trying to help.
Yeah. It's like, just don't look at him. Leave him. Yeah. Keep going forward. Because I'm guessing what was the bird trying to do?
It's trying to get to it was like this big temple or something that I don't even really know what it was, but it was like a top of what? Big pillars?
Yeah, it was kind of like it was something like ancient. Like basically you just go up, and I guess something was, drawing them towards her. At least the cat and the bird. The rest didn't really look like they were going to that direction, but only those two were.
The cat was never trying to go there. It only went because of the bird, but the bird seemed like it already knew it was trying to go there. Who knows how long, but...
I mean, the cat kept looking at it.
Before?
Yeah, and it had dreams about it, too. Let's talk...
It's probably just because it's a high point. Cats like to get up to the high point, especially if there's rising water.
Yeah.
I did love the rising, because I didn't expect that in the trailer. I know there was like a flood that washed them, but I didn't expect that was the situation, that there was legitly a flood that's sinking the world.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I thought it was just a normal adventure. They had to do this thing, and all the animals get on board and then just try to go to this place and survive together. Technically, they did survive together, but I didn't know what was the cause of it. And it was the flood. That's ending the world, technically.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for what ocean?
The bird?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can't say for sure that's what helped it. I think it was about to happen again. That's why the what were they? Like deers were running? It was about to happen again.
Was it going to happen again?
Yeah, that's why they were running.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it ended.
I don't know what happened with the bird. I don't think that ended it though.
I thought it differently. I thought
I don't know.
I thought the bird sacrificed itself, and then obviously kind of fixing it for a certain time. I knew it was going to happen again eventually.
Yeah.
And they were going to keep on doing it, like, the recycled thing. But I didn't know it was going to happen again that so soon, because I didn't know about that, which was kind of interesting.
No, I'm not sure about that. It's really hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you think that actually happened, and why do they fly up in the air? Because apparently something sucked them in, right? The bird.
I mean, it was like an anomaly, really, which says, people say anomalies happen and stuff like that, which did seem very...
I thought maybe it was just something like they were so high up and the earth is changing so much with all the water, like the gravity is like different right there, and the water was coming up. I don't know.
I was just trying to get it.
I mean, it's hard to say because we don't know how everything is going to, aside from rising water that we really see. We only see it go down once. But it did seem like a very strange anomaly where it looks like a point in this area in the whole world where something tends to happen.
Yeah.
Just like the mystery spot that they talk about in California where it's slanted or something because of something with the gravity.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like that. It's a strange anomaly that appeared. I don't know where it took the bird, but the bird flew to it. The cat just went with the flow. It was just floating around.
So I like how we have all these different opinions about it because, I think I like what the movie tried to do. It tried to make us try to solve the puzzle instead of them telling it to us. Like, it's global warming. There's an igloo, like, melting away and it's all your fault, like something like that. But it's more like you're going to have to try to figure this out or at least come to your own conclusion if this is basically what is going on. Basically, I thought it was a sacrifice.
There was a lot with reflection, too.
Yeah.
Especially that's how the movie ends.
Oh, that was pretty good, too. Yeah. So after that, when the birdie goes up to heaven or whatever happens to it, gets sucked up, you started noticing that the cats still want to go help its friends, which obviously they've been drifted off somewhere. Like, obviously they're, they're pretty far away, and obviously the cat tried to make it back to them, but of course it's too far away, and it just climbed a ball. It started, it passed out on it. And obviously that's when we started to see that either the whole world was starting to change, and obviously the water was starting
land
to go.
returned.
Oh yeah, the land was returning.
Well, by the way how everything looks, it looks like everything is up almost a mountain.
Yeah,
like
they just seem to be like hitting mountains
Yeah.
at this point.
So like, it looks like we're past big hills. We're almost up like skyscrapers and stuff like that, especially during the town.
Yeah.
You saw the big pillar.
It was nice.
You see those big statues where the cat was on and stuff like that. It's only going to continue to rise until there's no more land. At least until somehow the water goes down.
Somehow.
Which is what ends up happening to the cat. Like,
Yeah.
that's the reason how the cat got saved, is land suddenly returned.
Yeah.
Or all the water went down.
Yeah.
All the water went down. That's what
Yeah.
actually happened.
Yeah, exactly. Or somebody found a drain pipe and just, manhole and just opened that up and all water went in there. But we don't know.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on. So, yeah, obviously we've seen these, these moments that I do like about the animals trying to interact with each other, especially having fun as well. Because I do like the parts when, the cat basically doesn't want to have fun with them. But then obviously, like, what we call that? Mongoose or whatever it's called? Lemur? Yeah, whatever. Lemur. Yeah. Basically had these freaking junk with them.
Yeah.
And obviously the one that he got very more attached with was the mirror.
Yeah.
In which obviously he was looking through that mirror all the time.
Yeah.
And obviously he looks like when he found his clan again, he kind of didn't want to go with the cat anymore.
Yeah.
And it just like, but then he realized it actually enjoyed its company. Because
Yeah.
at first they hated each other.
Yeah.
They just didn't like each other whatsoever.
He was like, check out my mirror.
I know.
And then he showed them where they're at. He literally left them stuck on a tree.
Oh yeah, what a jerk.
With all the dogs and the cappy.
But it wasn't as bad as the other dogs when the dogs were trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, a bunny came in. All four of them just ran away.
Yeah, the golden retriever was about to run away too.
Yeah.
It was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly. But it formed an attachment that we liked, at least
Yeah.
from these four characters,
Yeah.
or animals, I
Yeah.
should say. And I did like it how they were learning how trying to like being together was probably the
Yeah.
best choice. Because if it is
Yeah.
right, Ocean, if it's gonna happen again, at least they'll be better prepared
Yeah.
this time around. So obviously, yeah, they formed a bond. They got together, and obviously the cat ran off because I guess Deers was
The
going.
deers ran
Yeah.
for you.
And guess what? Do they see, or at least what did the cat see?
They see the whale, or the cat sees the whale.
Yeah, that's been saving its ass throughout this whole film, which is kind of sad, really. Is that where you saw the marks on its back?
No, it was before that. They didn't really show the whole. They showed its front of the body and its mouth and the eyes, mainly the eye, which is we gotta think about what's what it's going through their mind as they're both. It's blinking.
Yeah.
Cat staring at it. Blinks again, staring at it.
Yeah, it knew right away that the cat couldn't do anything. None of them can really pick up a whale and take it to the nearest ocean. And obviously, it's just going to be standing there and just slowly pass away. And it is kind of a mysterious thing, like, what were they thinking throughout their mind? Because it looks like the cat was kind of thankful for the whale. It was like purring and stuff. But obviously, it didn't know what to do and can't do nothing about it either. So it was more like a thank you for saving me, but, obviously there's nothing I can do. So I know you're going to die a slow, painful death, but hey, at least you saved me. And after that, obviously they saw what the puddle was. And I guess they saw like
their reflections.
The reflection, right? Like what did that represent? Do you know, Ocean?
Just like how they stuck together pretty much, and seeing themselves as a group, finally seeing them all together, and I don't know,
get ready for round 2.
Yeah.
Just start running for the next boat. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Obviously it's one of those movies that you do gotta really think about it. Obviously it's a good movie to go see it, but I'm guessing like only like 1,000 people might go to the theaters to see it in that month alone, which is sad.
No.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's sad. It really is. I want this movie to do very well, but obviously it's not going to do it. I'm pretty sure Moana 2 is going to claim everything. Best animation film of all time.
I hope not.
Just because, Dwayne Johnson could sing. If he says, you're welcome one more time. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope not.
You will. It's such a catchy song. But yeah, that's it pretty much. It's a very short film. It's very, very well done, obviously. And we loved it. I hope you would see it too.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know.
Very much so.
Yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks that no one's really going to go see it because you'd rather see other films that are coming out, which we saw with our own eyes, really. And it's just sad because we came out of the last showing. I was hoping that there would be another showing.
I think there's one more.
No, it was
there?
4:30. There was, yeah, it was the last one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I was like, oh man, that sucks because that would have helped a lot with flow. Maybe the time. No, the people would have wanted to see it. It sucks, but we'll see. Hopefully, this does blossom into something good.
Yeah, good reviews.
Yeah, good reviews. But does it take it the long mile? I don't know. We'll see. But at least we told you about our opinion. Tell us about your opinion.
Definitely check out the film.
Yeah, do it. But yeah, either way, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys on the next one. All right, later.
Later, guys.